I did read this book during my 24-hour readathon, but I went back and reread because I was a little confused. All like the names they were throwing around and like the statuses and how the scions relate to the pages and to Arthur. So I went back and reread what I read. But I'm happy I did because I now understand it a whole lot better and it makes sense now. So the little snippets are a little jumbled, but I'll try to edit it so it all makes sense. I don't even know what to say, bro. That was kind of crazy. Yeah, so as I'm reading, not this girl thinking Nick chose Bree just for diversity and then wears it like a badge of honor like she did something. Girl, how long this order been around? And y'all just gave me your first black person or person of color? Crazy. You know, you thought this fantasy wasn't gonna be still semi-based in reality. This is a wake-up call book and I'm loving it. You said this stuff, these issues are cross-platform. Okay. Okay. Y'all, I don't even know what to say. I didn't even plug in my microphone because I'm so shook about what I just read. I did not see that coming. Oh. Each chapter has had the craziest, like, oh my gosh, the craziest revelations pop up in each chapter, and this took the cake. We are on page 113. So if you're reading Legendborn, page 113, just wait for it. A blood-curdling scream splits the night, and everyone freezes. That wasn't annoying. That was just because every chapter has something, and I'm just, it's crazy how she does this, but. That's so cool. We're Ethan. That's sick. It's like an energy almost, and so then it can solidify into things, and so it's solidified into chainmail and armor and gauntlets and even like their weapons that they have. So Nick and Bree's connection is growing. Still haven't admitted their feelings for one another, but it is clear it is there and they're conveying their message. But Nick is kind of like teasing her about it, and then he'll be like, I'm just kidding. But then he continues to like flirt, and then she's like, what is going on? The build-up of their love. We waited how many chapters? What, 25? What are we on? I don't know. Just to get a little kiss, and it was the best thing I've ever encountered. It was so pure and innocent, and the unknown love was finally spoken for with a simple kiss. Just reached part 4, the splinter and Legendborn. Guys, things are unraveling. I'm finding out things sooner than I thought I would. Things are getting so complicated, but it's so good. It's so good. But also, I have a feeling that Bree and Nick, they're not gonna last. Something weird's going on between Cell and Bree. I'm just gonna say it. She feels a certain way when they touch and he's around. It's like it's like he's bound to her in some way. What the actual heck is happening, bro? No, because literally about to run errands, listening to the Audible. Spoiler coming up. Bree just freaking pulled Excalibur out. She said some man consumed me and it was we. She said I grabbed the hilt and I pulled it. Is she? Wait, was it not Nick all along? Is it her? So, you already know what time it is. It is time for our read and review of Legendborn. So, I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. 5 out of 5 stars, and that is so exciting, especially this is my first venture into specifically a Black authors. So this book is written by Tracy Deonn. This is my first read of hers as well. So yeah, I am really excited to dive more into her books in this series. Next is Oathbound. That's the next book. And I believe the third one is Bloodmarked. I cannot wait to start the second one, especially how this last one ended is crazy. So even though it was set at UNC College and she's in this college program, it focuses on that, but not really. And I think it's more so to set the tone to be like, you know, these are still young adults. They're still gonna make mistakes and be confused and not know what decisions to make. And so I think that that setting really built up the understanding that you should have going into this book, I think. So keeping in mind that Bree is a young adult in college and she's learning to spread her wings, but she's also dealing with this grief and death of her family. She has a lot going on, and the last thing that she wants to face is magic at school, which who would have thought? But she does, and to be honest, with all the stuff she was dealing with, she handled it like a boss, for real. Because I would have been like, you know, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't need any more on plate. I'm out. Y'all can fight this underlying bad, evil person. Well, I'm just gonna head back home. I'm out of here. No, Miss Things stuck her ground. She's like, no, I'm gonna figure out what happened to my mom. And she sure did. And she took so many leaps of faith. And you know what? Props to her. Since we're on the subject of Bree, her character development is it is amazing. It is amazing. She has this other persona she calls After Bree. This After Bree was created because of trauma that she faced after losing her mom, and she was always trying to push this After Bree away and not accept her. And then later in the book, she finds out After Bree's still a part of me. I should accept her wholly, but that doesn't mean that she has to consume my whole personality. And I think this really shows her growth throughout the book and how she changes her perspective and outlook. And it was so good. Great character development. And then there is romance in this book. I did want to touch on it. There is romance, but it really doesn't start until like you're 20 chapters in. And even then, it's more of a subplot and not the main plot, which I liked. I really liked. I thought I would need more romance, but no, it was just the right amount. And as it progresses, she gets in a love triangle. It doesn't necessarily state that, but that's the way we're headed, and you can tell because her and Nick have a connection without saying spoilers, but it might be due to something else and not because she actually has feelings for him. And so she also finds that she's also feeling attached to Selwyn in a weird way because she feels his ether and can tell when he's casting spells, and she gets this tingle when they touch. Without going any further, just know a love triangle's happening and we might flip. I hate when this happens sometimes though, because like in ACOTAR, I was rooting for Tamlin, and then when Rhys came into the picture, I was like, wait, hold up, I'm rooting for Rhys now. And that's the same feeling I'm getting In this book, I was rooting for Nick because he liked her since day one. But then you get this bad mamma jamma Cell who hates her at first. And Bree's like, well, I need to make some decisions with this newfound thing that just happened and with my relationships. So moving on to the next point that I want to touch on is the description. She is so descriptive in everything when it comes to the new rooms that we're in. If we're outside, she's describing it. She's describing every single little detail, and it really just builds the world up for me, but also makes it easier for me to understand. So you'll see her describe something and then Bree will kind of reiterate it and then make a conclusion that you're like, oh, okay, so that's how that works. Because sometimes when they just leave me with figuring out by myself, I get a little lost. I do, and I find myself Googling stuff. But she did a really good job of describing and also running through it all together at once and then coming to a conclusion of what it all means. And it goes deeper than what you think it will. You're like, okay, that's all the lore there could be. No. There's a lot of lore and it's so cool. The magic and the concepts she came up with just are so intricate. And I can't wait to see where she's going to take it all. And then also the best part of it being a Black author, there are things that you can relate to in the book with how, she just interacts with people, the saying she says, her curly hair problems, all of that. You're like, that's relatable. I'm mixed, but that's still a big part of me that I love and cherish. And I do find that stuff relatable, and so it gave me little giggles and laughs throughout. So without saying any more and spoiling anything, I'm going to leave y'all here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Bladynn's Bitty Book Corner. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.